This is Mountain Blade Bannerlord, but today we're doing a challenge that I like to call Naked and Afraid. The whole point of this challenge is to try to beat Bannerlord by starting off with absolutely nothing. So I went with the Vlandian culture to start off due to the higher renown from the battles, and more income when I'm serving as a mercenary. Now I am playing this on the Bannerlord difficulty, the hardest difficulty there is. And let me just tell you, I must have started this over maybe 3 or 4 times. I was getting absolutely whooped. I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I've got to say this is probably the most fun I've had, and it's definitely the most challenging gameplay that I've done. Now, this gameplay starts off just like everybody else's gameplay, through the tournaments. Now, these usually aren't as hard, but because I am butt naked out here and I am scared to death, it's a lot harder. One hit and we're kind of done. Now, I got real lucky with my second tournament and actually ended up winning it. But after that, we lost, and then lost again, and then continued to lose, and again, and again, and again, we died. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this drove me absolutely nuts while I was playing. I had to go take a couple breaks. And like I said, I had done this playthrough probably 3 or 4 times. I just could never get it going, and this playthrough, I actually managed to do it. Now, slowly but surely, we started to add in some quests. We fought a few looter groups. We also got captured by a couple different groups and had to bargain for our lives for a couple different groups. And it really sucked. We took a lot of steps back during this playthrough. But slowly but surely, we started to win tournaments. Now, this is where the game starts to change, because each one of these tournaments we'd win, we would get, 600 to 1,500, and at one point I even got a horse that was worth 15,000 dinars. This allowed us to buy some armor, which we desperately needed, to gather new weapons, to recruit our companions. Now, we continued to do this for a good amount of time, maybe a couple hours. Eventually, the winning of the tournaments and the slaying of looters spread my name far and wide across the realm. After we got to Clan Tier 2, our brother returned. He asked us to wipe out a bandit camp, which we did, without suffering any losses, may I add.
I knew you'd come. Great Evan.
Now, we joined Vlandia because that is my culture. We joined them as a mercenary. They were giving us 80 dinars per military win, I think, which is nothing, but it adds up. Now, our brother Nogand also got married soon after we got our Clan Tier 2, and he joined our party. We also ended up getting our own caravan. Obviously, we will let the spice vendor do it, as she is one of the best traders in the game. Now, this was huge because it would help supply me with better units and a larger army. Now, the Batanians actually managed to catch up to us, but thankfully I had an ally party nearby that was able to help me fight them off. These Batanians actually had a lot of cavalry, which kind of surprised me. Our allies didn't have, any. So we were just fighting them with infantry and archers, but we managed to pull it off. Now, since I had a smaller force full of pretty decent units, I actually ended up joining the army for the Vlandians, and we pushed on some castles. Now, the artillery absolutely wrecked a handful of units, but I was managed to get up to the walls and start lifting the ladders. I always like to do this as fast as possible because that gets our units on the walls as quick as possible, and they can usually beat the enemies to it. Taking control of the walls is a huge bonus and advantage when it comes to these siege battles. We ended up taking this castle pretty easily because there's only about 140 units here. Then we actually had to defend our own castle, and thank God we had a huge force with us. We actually almost doubled their numbers. I took control of the archers here, and we laid down some fire on the Battanians, wiping out almost all of their archers before they could even push up on us. Once their infantry did start to move, we actually pulled the archers back and let the front lines develop. Now, slowly but surely, the tides of the battle started to turn in our favor as our cavalry got more mixed into the front lines and performing a hammer and anvil concept, and having our archers sit on the hill above the front lines and shoot down at the Battanians. There were so many bodies piled up where our front lines once stood, and then the reinforcements, we just slowly started to pick them off. Now, I finally went and got some newer armor and a new shield. I decided to spend a little bit of money on myself. What's money good for if you're not going to spend it, am I right? Then to take our final castle, about 650 of us piled up on this little castle. And there was only about 60 defenders when I did show up, so this was super easy. I took some cheeky shots at some of the defenders with my javelins and allowed our people to climb the walls. And a few hours later, with that victory, we have now conquered the first milestone in our playthrough. Hey guys, this is Codster Games. I really appreciate you checking out this video. I just want to say thank you real quick. My channel recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for the engagement and the comments and the subscribes here on this channel. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I've been doing this for a while off and on, and just recently in the last year or so, I told myself that I needed to do this more consistently and really try to push out some stories. If you have any ideas for future videos, or you'd just like to see more of this style of content, please leave that down below. It helps me out a bunch to look at the engagement and kind of see what you guys are wanting on the channel. So, all around here, you're going to be seeing videos and a little subscribe button. Feel free to hit those if you'd like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Peace.